The 9/11 attacks on September 11, 2001, happened due to a combination of ideological extremism, geopolitical tensions, and strategic planning by the terrorist organization Al-Qaeda, led by Osama bin Laden. And they occurred at that specific point in history because the organization had developed the capability to execute such a complex operation only by that time. Al-Qaeda's ideology was rooted in a radical interpretation of Islam that considered Western influence, particularly that of the United States, as a threat to Muslim lands and faith. Bin Laden and his associates were motivated by resentment toward U.S. military presence in Saudi Arabia, the country's support for Israel in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and the sanctions imposed on Iraq during the 1990s, all of which they viewed as attacks on the dignity and sovereignty of Muslim nations. The timing of 2001 was also operationally significant. Throughout the 1990s, Al-Qaeda had been meticulously recruiting operatives, training them in aviation, navigation, and hijacking techniques, and building the logistical networks necessary for an unprecedented, coordinated attack on American soil. Earlier attempts or plans had either failed or been detected, and by 2001, the group possessed the combination of skilled personnel, funding, and intelligence knowledge to strike effectively. The choice of targets, the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and the intended target of either the White House or the U.S. Capitol, was symbolic, aiming to attack the economic, military, and political power of the United States simultaneously, maximizing both psychological impact and media attention. U.S. intelligence and security systems at the time were fragmented and not structured to counter this type of transnational terrorism, which relied on commercial airplanes as weapons, making the attack feasible. Additionally, the broader global context, including the rise of extremist networks, failures in international counterterrorism coordination, and the availability of advanced communications and transportation, facilitated the execution of the plot. In essence, the attacks happened in 2001 because Al-Qaeda had matured into an organization capable of complex operations. U.S. foreign policy provided a motivating grievance, and the world's security and intelligence systems had vulnerabilities that could be exploited. The tragic events of that day reflected a convergence of long-standing ideological motivations, strategic planning, and opportunity, ultimately reshaping global politics, security protocols, and international awareness of the threat posed by organized terrorism.